इन्वेस्टिगेटरों का क्या माजरा हो रहा है आजकल? ये इन्वेस्टिगेट करूंगी मैं. I don't want to do something where I don't feel important, as a character. So I don't think I want to compromise anymore, ever actually, with the characters that I play. If it's a show or if it's a film, doesn't matter. For me as an actor, it's the role that matters.
Hello. Firstly, many congratulations.
Thank you
First year
so
of
much. Oh
marriage. How
yes,
has
thank
it
you so
been?
much. It feels amazing. It doesn't
Is he
feel.
a better boyfriend or is he a better husband?
He's still my boyfriend, I think.
Hi, sis.
So it's just a good transition.
Of course.
Yeah.
So it looks it's treating you well. But now tell me something. Do you believe in the supernatural?
You know what? I'm on the fence about this because sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I hear stories from people that, are realistic, but like still unbelievable. And मेरे साथ भी ऐसा कुछ हुआ था कुछ साल पहले, where I don't know if I was sleeping or dreaming or like if actually I felt something. So I'm not sure if I believe in it or not, actually.
So, but now you're headlining this. It's very interesting. Lately, I'm seeing these movies of women on revenge.
Huh.
Women in the mode, that Shakti, the female
Yeah.
power, and everything.
Yeah.
What does it tell us about our times? Yeah.
It tells us that women are standing up, raising their voices, finally stepping out of the shadows and like killing it. I think, but yeah, it's a step in the right direction, and I feel like even as actors, so many good characters are being written for female actors, and like films are being headlined by women, which is something that I love, which is something that I've been doing for the last so many years now because I want to portray like strong female characters on screen. And yeah, I think that's amazing. It's a good sign.
But when you talk about strong female characters, I think from your first film only,
Mhm.
your characters are very feisty. You
They are
know,
a bit feisty, yeah, of course. But I'm talking
yeah.
about like, power more in terms of like what I'm doing on screen, what my agency is as a character. All of that kind of took shape in the middle years of my career, and like it's just gotten stronger and stronger until today. Like I'm really proud to say that I can, portray very, very strong characters.
But in the middle, I'm sure this must have not been easy. You must have also lost some on the way, na? Saying that I can't do this. I mean, like,
No, voluntarily. I don't want to do something where I don't feel important, as a character. So, and I think as an actor, I have those chops where I can really become what the director's visualizing and his vision is. So, I don't think I want to compromise anymore, ever actually, with the characters that I play.
actually, one can't even imagine you playing the simpering, like, mujhe
है
bacha
ना?
do.
है ना?
Rather, it would be you telling the hero, मैं तेरे
हाँ,
को आके बचा देती हूँ.
वो कर दिया पहले बहुत बहुत, तभी अभी नहीं होता मुझसे.
But talking about
अभी
Nikita Roy,
मैं
it's nice
बचाऊंगी.
how I like the fact that how you headline, the movies like Nikita Roy, also a few years ago, Noor, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken. Noor tha na? Haan, because
yes.
I remember interviewing you.
अकीरा
It's
था,
like,
दूर था, खानदानी शफाखाना था.
yeah, so it's you who's taking it forward. How is that? I know आपके shoulders बहुत मजबूत हैं, but how is that? Does it add more like pressure or are you chill with it?
I'm actually really proud of it. And like I said, I believe I was saying this in some interview long back that somebody asked me that, some of the films didn't do well at all. And I was like, you know what? That's part and parcel of life. That doesn't mean that I stop playing strong characters, and that doesn't mean that I keep trying my best to project those kind of characters on screen. So कोशिश हमेशा जारी रहेगी to like play really good strong roles, and I'm going to continue to do that because that's what gives me joy and that's what keeps me invested and interested in my uh, job. And yeah, I think that's the only way to go.
No, I get that. Talking about now Nikita Roy, now it's your brother's directorial. What was
Yeah.
that like? कभी कभी वो पोजीशन होता है ना, अरे खानदान का है मैं ना नहीं कह सकती, or was it like I really want to do this irrespective whether it's my brother or whether it's anyone?
नहीं नहीं बिल्कुल नहीं, ये just because खानदान का है, that's not a reason that I would do anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, and I told him that when he told me that he wants to direct a film, I told him, you show me the script. And I read it and I really liked it. And this was a film that had come to me long back. But then you know how sometimes some people just disappear, and it circled back, and I was like, oh my God, I had read this script and I really liked it at that point in time, but it didn't end up being made. And I'm glad you found it and you're making it. So I think that was it. I liked the script, and that's why I did the film, not for any other reason. Yeah.
And what was that like on set? Is he a better brother or is he a better director?
Oh, that's a weird comparison to me.
No, kabhi kabhi it's easy because you know the siblings. When I also have a younger brother,
Yeah.
it's just brothers have this thing that I know it all. वो है उनमें होता है. You
Yeah.
know,
And especially older brothers, but
yeah.
yeah.
Older, या तो मेरा younger brother भी वैसा है.
No,
But
but
then as a director, then a profession, you know, you've been an actor longer than he's been a director. So
yeah.
there's some things he can't, like, you know.
Yeah. No, no, I feel it was very, very professional. Like on set, he was the director, I was the actor, and it was just very, very smooth. I thought we'll have our squabbles and arguments and all, but I think until the last day of the last scene of the last shot, we did. And the first and last argument we had was on a stupid ice cream, which was supposed to be in the shot. He didn't like the color of the ice cream. I wanted that particular flavor. So we had a quite a little bit of a no joke, and
That's brother
that
sister.
was it. Yeah, that was,
That is all is well, because when they
yeah.
fight over trivial things, that means brother sister are all well.
Yeah.
The big stuff never matters. It's always the small stuff. ये शेप नहीं ठीक है, ये तुमने पहना क्यों है, ये तुम ऐसे क्यों बोलती हो.
Yeah.
Wait, also, but I mean, as you know, you've been in the industry long enough to see the changes. I was just, you know, the other day talking to someone who said you've been part of franchises too.
Mhm.
Somebody was just remarking that some other franchise, how the heroine they feel is easy to replace her, but actor where, what do you make of it? I mean, really, why do they feel that a female actor can be replaced while the male actor can be 70 years old also, he'll be on the he'll continue with the franchise.
I don't know, maybe it depends on film to film as well. Maybe if the story is not being carried forward and if you require new characters or it's a completely different setup, it's fair, right? It's okay. And if they're doing it for no rhyme or reason, then that's stupid. I think that's not a very nice thing to do as well, because an actor also does get attached to a character, but completely understandable if the premise has changed in itself. So I guess it's very subjective. It depends from film to film.
But would you, like, as an actor, take a stand, even though if your franchise, I'm saying hypothetically, has been good, but you suddenly realize there's not much for you, would you like back out? Would you like just say, like, I don't want to be part of it?
Again, depends on which one,
Okay.
and yeah, and depends how strongly I feel about playing that role or being a part of it still, because over the years you do change as a person, you grow as a person, you grow as an actor, and you're in a very different space right now. So if there was something that I absolutely could not bring myself to do, I would make it known, and I would probably take a step back, you know.
So you're like, okay, like with, suppose like a Mrunal is on in a Sardar, Son of
Absolutely.
Sardar.
Absolutely. No, because I haven't had a conversation with anyone about it, and I'm pretty sure that they have a good reason. I'm guessing like it's a different story, so I'm not too upset about it at all.
You don't get, I mean, I just want to ask you, as an actor, you don't get like possessive about work, and because I've seen you very chilled. Like,
No, you can't be, na, because there's so many changes happening every single day, and there's so many ups and downs. Our industry is only very chaotic that way. So I think it's better to be chill than be hyper about things, because if everything gets to you, you'll just go mad.
it's true, but what do you make of the current crisis where they're saying कि पिक्चरें नहीं चल रही हैं? आपको क्या लगता है? Is it, what is it? Like, do you think it's just a, it's just a, you know, thing that will change later going forward?
Honestly,
Or do you think there's something we are not giving our actors are due, we are not giving our script writers are due? What do you think is the inherent?
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I feel somewhere creativity has taken a back seat. I feel somewhere things have become too corporatized. Somewhere I feel the movie going experience has become very, very, very expensive for a regular family. There are a lot of factors, I think, that come into play when there's. I really can't pinpoint it, but it's probably a combination of a lot of things. In fact, even now. our film has been pushed because we were coming in with 6 releases and there were not enough balanced screens. So, to give ourselves a fair shot and a good release because we believe in our film and we want our film to reach wider audiences, we thought it best to just kind of look for a better date where it's not so crowded and, the movie will get a fair shot. So, there are a lot of things that kind of, come into play.
Oh God, this is, yeah, I know it does get tricky business, but also talking about women, as I spoke, like we last met for Heermandi and then we got
Yeah.
married and then we
Yeah.
haven't then. So, so now going forward, I mean, like recently you had one actor saying that I want fixed working hours, which is fair enough. You're married too, you have your home, you have your own personal life, your professional life. What do you make of it? It's not a wrong demand because there are many male actors who like to come at like 4 a.m. and shoot, yeah.
No, and a lot of male actors have it in their contract that they won't shoot for 8 hours. I worked with people like that. And if it's okay for Paul, it should be okay for Peter too, and we're all in the same profession. And of course, every film demands a certain number of hours from you, of course, based on your character as well. But it's also very easily manageable in the scheduling, and for example, it would like if I'm doing a action film where I have to be very, very fit and I have to do my training every single day, I cannot be on the set for 14 hours, for 16 hours, and then go to my training. I have to work for 8 hours, do my training for 2 hours, get my rest, and then come back on set. So I look fresh in front of the camera. I'm in front of the camera. So it's of course it's very, very again, subjective, and I feel it's manageable. So I'm not saying everyone should have an 8 hour shift, but depending on film to film and the requirements and the demands, of course, producers also trying their best to kind of get their money's worth by getting in as many hours in a day. As an actor, you understand that. But of course, then you also have to understand the actor's perspective when they require that time for themselves, and it'll just be better for your film if they're doing well mentally, physically, are looking good the next day in the morning on your set. So I think it's a achievable thing.
Absolutely. And what is one thing that's changed about your process when you made your debut, and one thing that hasn't? One thing still remains the
Nothing
same.
changed. It's still the same. It's still that my process is that I have no process. It's still
Nice.
the same. Yeah. And I
And
treat
what was
every
it?
film like it's my first film. So that helps.
Okay, and before I wrap, I want to ask about Nikita Roy. What was it about this particular character now, irrespective of, family, whatever, but something that drew you, that you found a resonance with?
I think it was a very interesting premise. When we were kids, we used to read Nancy Drew, and she used to go and investigate all these mysteries and find out stuff and go digging and all. And those stories used to really have us like our minds captured. And this is very much like that. So while reading the script, it kind of just took me back to my childhood, and I was like, "Whoa, that's pretty cool," and I would love to do that.
No, the thing is, like when you're playing someone, like you're investigating, how do you like? Was it somebody you took? Like you had Sherlock Holmes. You had there were never too many female detectives except for Agatha Christie and our good old Nancy Drew. इतना कुछ नहीं मिलता था. How
Yeah.
did you like shape yourself?
I think for me as an actor, it's always written like what is written, that's what I work around and that's what I work with. And kind of like there are certain characters where you have to delve into like, oh, उसके बचपन में क्या हुआ होगा इसके साथ, that she's
जैसे हीरा मंडी में.
exactly. Now, अभी यहाँ पर उसकी जरूरत नहीं थी. So I could have like, very like taken a very fresh approach to it and not like had anything in my mind as well. Just followed my director's vision, just followed what has been written in the script. So it was quite simple actually.
If there's
Yeah.
one thing that you would have to investigate, क्या करना चाहोगी? अगर कोई बोले, जा, full thing, investigate, go.
यही कि ये थिएटरों का क्या माजरा हो रहा है आजकल। ये इन्वेस्टिगेट करूंगी मैं।
Smart, very smart. Chalo, what can we look forward to now? Hira Mandi 2 is also coming. There was a lot of flap, but it did the best.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think of course, there's some time to go. Sir is busy with his other film, and they're writing it. It's in the writing stages. So yeah, I'll have to wait for that as long as you'll have to wait for it.
Awesome. What is more liberating for you, like playing the character you did in Heermandi, or playing your film characters? Which is more liberating creatively?
They're all different characters for me, and honestly, the platform doesn't really, and the format of the uh if it's a show or if it's a film doesn't matter. For me as an actor, it's the role that matters, and I try to play as different and as varied roles as I can, because that's what keeps me excited.
Sam, thank you so much. All the
Thank
very
you,
best. Lovely
Pooja.
chatting with you and your husband and your goofiness. So it just keeps us all entertained. Keep it
Thank
coming.
you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Brither.
Always lovely
Bye.
talking
Take
to you.
care. Bye.
Bye.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.